Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Basically Everything, a podcast where teens and Gen Z share their opinions and ideas that our world is confronting. We view these difficulties through different perspectives and inspire teens across the world to evolve with new insights. Without further ado, let's get into our episode. Hey guys, I'm Ankita.
I'm Sherry, and we're your hosts for another episode on Basically Everything. In this episode, we'll be discussing one of the best ways to be productive and on time for ourselves. People around the world are confronting this dilemma, which primarily impacts students. The skill develops over time with experience, and you can never perfect it. Can any of you guess what it is?
Can we get a drum roll, please? Time management.
Now, I know some of you would have already known this from listening to our previous episode on self-love, but let's keep the hype because you're going to love this episode.
With that being said, I am happy to introduce our guest speaker who will be joining us for an interview on our topic today. Please welcome Mrs. Vidhi Ghosalkar.
Vidhi Ghosalkar is a passionate, motivational, and confident speaker, infecting success with a vision to change the lives of the youth. She is a founder of Finesse Academy, where she teaches 3 life-changing classes: confidence building and public speaking, time management and study skills, and success strategies. Finesse Academy was founded in 1998 and was featured in the Times of India, India's most popular newspaper. In 2002, she brought Finesse Academy to the United States, changing more lives than ever before. We're very fortunate to have Mrs. Ghosalkar here with us today to answer questions, give us insights, and a more clear understanding of time management to help us evolve into better versions of ourselves.
Many of us probably had some time in our life when things could get crazy, whether it's during school, extracurriculars, or maybe work. But the point is, it can be challenging to balance your time.
I agree, and having to maintain a healthy work and lifestyle while trying to meet all your deadlines and goals can sometimes be extremely difficult.
To combat this, people use a strategy called time management. Time management is the act of using your time wisely so you get the most done in every second while still having a healthy work and life balance, which helps you do more in less time. Mrs. Ghosalkar, how would you explain time management to someone who doesn't know what it is?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on this wonderful podcast. And I'm very impressed with this wonderful initiative all of you have taken. According to me, there is a lot of misconception about time management. A lot of people think time management is doing the maximum possible in the minimum possible time, or possibly writing down a to-do list and then checking that off, and that is not what good time management is all about. Good time management, according to me, is creating meaningful, rewarding, and satisfying days where at the end of the day, the student, while going to bed, feels great that, you know what, it's been a great day where I've been able to get through everything that I had on my mind. I didn't feel rushed or overwhelmed, and I was able to do everything without having to worry about the pending task. So, according to me, that is good time management.
Why do you think time management is important for people to learn and practice?
I feel time management is important for people to learn and practice because all your knowledge and information that you have is of no use unless you can get things done in those given deadlines, and make sure as a student or as an individual you are being able to honor deadlines, you're being able to be on places, wherever you need to be on time. And it's a skill that can easily be learned. It's a skill that can easily be taught. By following some simple techniques and strategies, people can actually start practicing this, and they would be surprised. Once your time management is in place, you would be much more efficient, much more productive. You would be able to meet your deadlines. You would be able to get to places on time. And, that's definitely going to contribute to your success.
How often do you think one should practice time management in their lives?
They should do it every single day, Sherry, because this is a skill that needs to be, you know, personally, the way I look at it, managing time should be part of your life. It should not be like, I'm going to do it only when I need it. You should make this a part of your daily routine where you get into this habit of either writing down all your commitments and how your day looks and structure it out on some planner, whether you want to do it, on a planner that you buy from the market or on a calendar that you want to put it on, maybe a Google calendar or whatever it is, but it should be done every single day.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That seems really useful. So what are some strategies or tools that you've used to manage your time?
So Ankita, personally, I believe in doing this the conservative way. So I write everything down right in the, when I start my day, every possible commitment that I have, work wise, even for my children, even for my family. And, I put everything down on the calendar. Plus, if I have appointments, if I'm meeting up with someone or stuff like that, that goes also on the calendar I have on the phone. There are reminders set there, and this automatically helps me to keep everything on track. And I keep checking onto my planner every now and then just to make sure that I know what's coming up next. I believe in doing things, within a certain time range. So I believe in kind of figuring out how long is something going to take, and based on the basis of that, I make estimations, and then that kind of helps me, structure out my entire day.
That advice would definitely help me in the future. So, what are some habits that you think can help eliminate procrastination?
I strongly feel that one of the biggest reasons why people procrastinate is, there is a lot of resistance to do certain tasks or activities, either because we find them very challenging, or we think they're too complex, or they're too boring. So we find reasons to kind of push them out, like, oh, I think I have a lot of time, or this is not, so much fun. I have something better to do. So the best way to keep off procrastination, I believe, is whatever task that you get, and especially the ones that have deadlines a little far away, sit down with yourself the same day when you get that task or homework or activity, and figure out what kind of work goes into it and approximately how much time you need to do that task or that activity, and actually break it down into small chunks, and then just block that on your calendar and start doing it early on into really, really small chunks. I believe what happens is people get overwhelmed, and that's another big reason why we procrastinate. Versus when the task feels really complex or challenging, if you can break it down into simple, small chunks and do it one small chunk at a time, you will not feel overwhelmed. You will also get it done, and you will get started. The key to keeping procrastination off is look into it right away when you get it, chunk it down, and get started. Even if it means I'm just going to spend 15 minutes in the first step. Sometimes the resistance is just till you get started, but once you get started, trust me, the ball will get rolling.
Personally, organization is one of my biggest weaknesses. So do you think being organized helps you manage time better?
Oh, absolutely. A disorganized person does not even realize how much it takes away from their time management. Organization is key. And I would say you need to be organized in all areas of life. Like, I'm going to say more for students, right? It's something as simple as your binders, your folders, your study tables, your bookshelves, your backpacks, everything. And getting into this habit of, I like this philosophy of everything in its place and a place for everything. Get in that format, right? I mean, you use items, you put them back. You use items, you put them back, and identify permanent homes for every single item that you use. And that home should be convenient to you. It should be easy to access. Automatically, when you get into this habit of, creating a permanent home and getting into this habit of putting things back once used, trust me, a lot of your life will get organized. And then putting in some time, every week to kind of get back and organize things that you think got a little messy or chaotic because you were in rush. But you know, every space that you use, right? Like I said, study table, closets, your shelves, your chest of drawers, everything, clean them out, declutter, only keep items that you're going to use. Anything that you think is not of use or not of value anymore, I would just donate it, get rid of it, only keep things that I need, and organize them in a way that, items that are more often used to be kept, maybe into drawers or shelves that you access more. The rest could possibly be put away into a storage place or whatever. And then follow this practice of using items and putting them back, keeping up with your organization, getting some simple maybe organization file folders, or maybe using tabs and dividers for your binders, getting small boxes and labeling them for your smaller items. All these simple tips and techniques will help each one of us stay much more organized.
That was a great question, Ankita, and the answer was very detailed, Mrs. Ghosalkar. So, but like, what can one do to stay motivated to continue being organized?
The motivation personally is, when you're organized, see, this is what I tell, at least my students, you should be able to find whatever you need, in less than 10 seconds. Like if I need something, Sherry, right? Let's say I need a little whiteout. I should be able to tell myself, oh, it's in that drawer, in the second drawer to the extreme left, and I should be able to find it there. Imagine, at 10:30 in the night when I've got this paper that I need to submit tomorrow morning, I'm already tired. I go there, I get my whiteout, I use it, and that paper goes into my necessary binder or folder, and there I'm done, and I'm ready to go to sleep peacefully. So the motivation is, when you're organized, it will cut down stress. It will cut down this panic. Oh my God, I can't find this. Or I know it's there, but God knows where it disappeared. So it will cut down all this unnecessary chaos and panic that comes in. And the most important thing, when you work in an organized atmosphere, it creates an ideal workspace. Who wants to sit in a cluttered space and work? So the motivation should be, I don't want to be having my time wasted looking for items. I don't want to be stressed and overwhelmed, especially when I have a big deadline and I can't find something. And if somebody has to walk into my room, they should be in awe to see, wow, everything is spick and span, everything is in place. And I also tell people organization is not just for neatness, but being able to find things when you need it right there without having to look for them. And this should be every person's motivation, that I will be able to find items when I need them. It'll create an ideal workspace. And guess what? No more panic, no more frustration. Everything is going to be always at the place where it was kept, and wherever is the home that I've identified for its storage.
So using your example, you said that if there's, for example, there's a paper that's due tomorrow as well as something else, but you only have a limited amount of time to do it. Do you think multitasking or doing more than one thing at once is more or less effective?
In fact, Ankita, multitasking is not effective at all. There is a lot of research by Johns Hopkins University and many more, where renowned professors have said that multitasking is overrated. As a time management coach for 20 years, I don't recommend anybody multitasking, not student population, not adults. It seems like it helps us, it actually does not. You are anyways, over the years, focus has gone down for everybody, thanks to all the social media, all our phones, all the technology that we are surrounded by. I would rather have people block time to do one thing, give it their complete 100% focus, get that done nicely. And when you're 100% focused, you are more likely to get things done much more efficiently, faster. The quality of your work will be great. And like I said, there is no merit in multitasking. It actually slows you down. So it's like you're not focusing on this and you're not focusing on that. Just trying to put yourself into too many boats and not getting anything done well. So I don't recommend multitasking at all.
What are some of the pros of good time management as well as the cons of bad time management? Because I personally think that like bad time management would result in us like being less productive. But I would love to hear what your thoughts are.
Well, good time management is going to help you, your day is going to be much more structured. Somebody who's got good time management, my understanding is basically planning his whole day or her whole day out. And a few minutes spent in planning will actually lead into smooth execution. The second advantage is your day will be much more structured where you've identified what is more important and obviously what is top priority. You're obviously handling that first. The other advantage of good time management is you put yourself in boundaries, right? Which means what I'm saying is, okay, I've got this assignment to do, and looking at the kind of work, I think I should be able to do it in 40 minutes. Now, for 40, when you say 40 and you do it in 45 or 48, it's fine. But if it takes you more than that, then there is something wrong there. So when you are doing good time management with those boundaries, you will be able to keep track of time. You will be able to say no to distractions because, hey, I've estimated to do this in 40. I mean, if it's tough, yes, maybe it'll take 45 or at the most 48, but that's about it. I can't be dragging that any longer. Good time management will help you to get your priorities done in the time frame that you need to. Good time management will help you submit your work, meet your deadlines. It'll make sure that you're not feeling overwhelmed or stressed because everything has been planned out. So you're not stressed when you're working, which automatically means that the quality of your work going out is excellent. And the best part is it's going to gain you respect. I mean, your teachers will love you because your work is always going out on time. Your parents are going to be happy because you've learned to send out your homework on time. When a test is announced, because you have great time management, you've actually planned out when and how I'm going to study for this. So I think there are multiple benefits. You will be a great student. Your teachers, your parents will be happy. If this is for somebody who's working, well, your bosses will be happy because you'll learn to get your stuff done on time, meet your deadlines. And the best part is there is no stress. There are no late nights. My biggest concern with poor time management is people stay up late and then they're sleep deprived. Statistics show sleep deprived students don't function well at all, not in school, not on a test. So multiple benefits, Sherry.
I really relate to the sleep deprivation part because honestly, I think I'm a perfectionist and I spend a lot of time doing work, and that causes me to have bad time management. So, do you think student success depends on hard work or time management?
It's both. Your hard work goes down the drain when you don't manage time well. So I think it's a combination of both. And I would, in fact, say that great time management is a very important component to your success. Because yes, you're willing to work hard, but if you don't have the understanding of time management, and like I give a lot of emphasis to putting everything that you need to do into boundaries and into like, okay, I need to finish this in this much time, you will never get things done. And no matter how hard you work, it's not going to get you anything. So time management is a very important and it's a lifelong skill. Everybody needs to learn to manage time well.
I love how passionate you are about this topic. So what inspired you to work in the field of time management?
Sherry, I'm a life skills coach. I teach multiple programs like confidence building and public speaking. I do a leadership program, and of course, time management and study skills. What inspired me was I would see all these young people like all of you who were very well informed thanks to all the information that is available at a finger touch today. But a lot of them would struggle because they would want to do all this, that I want to do lacrosse and soccer and robotics and Olympiad and I have schoolwork, but they just didn't know how to go about it. And I just felt like if we could put a program together and give these children a little hand holding and support and give them the techniques and strategies to, help them manage their time better and get them more structured and help them to get more organized, I told myself they can all meet all their goals and be the successful people they want to be. Because what was breaking my heart is to see how students struggled and stay up till 12:30 and 1 a.m. And then the next morning they went to school tired and then they didn't learn well. And this became a vicious cycle. And I thought this needed to be fixed. And that's how I got into teaching all these programs.
We've learned so much today on how to successfully manage our time in our daily lives and how to work towards a more productive routine with some helpful tips and advice from our guest speaker, Mrs. Ghosalkar.
We would like to thank Mrs. Ghosalkar for taking time out of her day to help us further understand the concept of time management. It isn't always easy to manage your time, especially when you have a busy schedule. Sometimes we just need a little push to get us going on the right track. And once that happens, things will slowly begin to fall in place.
Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode and grasped more onto the idea of time management. Make sure to follow us on our social media accounts and don't forget to check out our website, all linked in the description. We also included a link to Finesse Academy's website and Facebook page, as well as a contact for Mrs. Ghosalkar.
Stay tuned for our next episode on beauty culture, which will be a collaboration with Shanze Raza.
Mrs. Ghosalkar, before we finish our episode for today, would you like to leave us with something to think about?
Absolutely. The one thing I would definitely want to leave all of you is that I've always believed one life to live. Might as well live it well. And by learning to manage your time well, trust me, you will be very happy with what you achieve. You will feel great when you go to bed every single day because I strongly believe we all have multiple departments that we want to get through, right? Students like you have your academics to work on, and then maybe you have clubs, and then you definitely want time for yourself, time for your family, time to relax. And I personally feel if you learn to manage time well, you will be able to get through all this and you will be able to make time for yourself, for your family, to meet all your goals, and you would lead a much happy, enriching and fulfilling life. And it is possible, it is very easy, it is very doable. Now, please make sure you understand learning to manage time should be a part of your routine. And you shouldn't just do it only when you feel like I have deadlines and pressure, and only then I should learn to do it. Learn to manage time and you will lead a much more happy and successful life.